10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition and liftoff. Let's go socket for number 10.
Vehicles pitching down range.
Stage 1 chamber pressure is nominal.
All right, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Pad 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, carrying yet again another stack of 60 Starlink satellites to orbit. Just moments ago, we throttled the engines down in preparation for Max Q. That's the point of maximum aerodynamic pressure, occurs right after we go supersonic. After this point, we're then able to throttle the engines back
supersonic.
up. That call is just about 10 seconds away. And we're just about a minute away from 3 major events happening one after another. Main engine cutoff, known as MECO, stage separation, and second engine start 1. To explain the first one, MECO, this is where all 9 M1D engines shut off and they slow the vehicle down in preparation for stage sep. And that's where, once again, the first stage and second stage separate. Stage 1 makes its way back down to sea level for landing, and stage 2 continues its primary mission, along with the fact that the MVAC engine lights up and propels that second stage along with the Starlink satellites to orbit.
Following a nominal trajectory.
We're 30 seconds away from those events. Falcon 9 continues to be on nominal trajectory.
Max Q.
We've successfully crossed the Max Q threshold. We're throttling our Merlin engines back up. As the atmosphere gets thinner and thinner, the stresses on the vehicle continue to diminish. Shortly after these 3 events, our fairing will deploy and expose the Starlink satellites to the vacuum of space.
Main engine cutoff.
Stage separation confirmed.
MVAC ignition.
All good news so far. The 9 Merlin engines have shut down. Our first and second stages are heading their separate ways, and our MVAC engine has begun burning and will continue to do so for about the next 6 minutes. Everything is nominal so far.
Both vehicles continue to follow nominal trajectories.
Fairing separation confirmed.
We have confirmation, and you can see it there. The 2 fairing halves have jettisoned. About 4 minutes after liftoff, for those of you just joining us, we have a lot going on. On the right-hand side of your screen, you can see our second stage and its MVAC engine is burning, carrying 60 Starlink satellites to orbit. And on the other hand, we have our first stage beginning its 10th recovery attempt. As stage 2 continues to burn, as you see here, stage 1 is actually going to execute 2 separate burns in order to make its way back to Earth. The first of which is the entry burn. Just 3 of those M1D engines will reignite. This helps slows the first stage down as it re-enters the upper part of the Earth's atmosphere and reduces the loads on the vehicle. After that burn starts, ends, and is confirmed successful, we get ready for our final burn, the landing burn. It's a single center engine burn that brings the vehicle speed down rapidly in order to land on the drone ship safely.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
And as a reminder, we can't stress it enough, tonight marks the 10th flight for this particular first stage. This is a record for our Falcon 9 rocket's life cycle. This particular booster first debuted on our Crew Demo 1 mission just over a year ago. Now, reusability is critical to what we do at SpaceX. This fact that we can reuse our first stages, it allows us to refly the most expensive parts of the rocket, which in turn drives down the ultimate cost to space access.
Stage 1, entry burn startup.
And you can see that plume is starting to expand as the other two engines begin to fire.
Stage 1, entry burn shutdown.
And there you go. The entry burn has successfully ended. And now we're just a little more than a minute and a half away from the
Both
final burn.
vehicles continue to follow nominal trajectories.
And we're only about 20 seconds away from that landing burn starting. And also during that time, our 4 landing legs will deploy while that single engine is firing to help us safely land on Just Read the Instructions.
Stage 1, landing burn startup.
See it there, our landing burn's begun. Hopefully we get
Stage
continuous
2
coverage.
is in terminal guidance.
Stage 1, landing leg deploy.
We have continuous views right there. This looked great.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
And there you
landing
have it.
confirmed.
We have a confirmation of a successful 10th landing of this booster and the 83rd overall successful recovery of the Falcon 9 first stage. Very exciting. This booster gets to live again. And we have confirmation from the GNC team that we are now in a good parking orbit. Second stage is now going to coast in this orbit for the next 35 minutes or so. We'll leave you with 2 things. We're going to leave you with this animation showing you where you're at in this coast phase. We'll see you back here around T plus 44 minutes for that second engine start 2 phase. Welcome back to the live webcast of SpaceX's 27th Starlink mission. We'll catch you up to speed. We're on a nominal trajectory and we're getting ready for the SES-2 event in a few seconds. And then once this event is confirmed as being good, we'll wait to see if we have a good orbit before we continue our second coast phase before payload deploy. We'll check back in with you at about T plus 1 hour and 3 minutes. Good morning and welcome back once again to our broadcast for our 27th Starlink mission. One small note, shortly after we entered our current coast phase, we confirmed that our second engine start and shutoff was successful. We're currently in a good orbit awaiting payload deploy. Right now, we're coming up on deployment of our stack of 60 Starlink satellites. It's just about 30 seconds away, while our second stage
Payload separation.
is in between Australia and New Zealand. And you see it right there, actually.